Hi, I'm Joe Wesley of J&L Creative Solutions, and thank you for visiting us. Normally I say in my other presentations, for those who are brand new, for those who are coming back, this is our inaugural program regarding, for those who know me, have heard me say, I don't claim that I see dead people, but I will help you discover your secret sauce. And people will ask me, well, what's that all about? Well, what it really means is what's unique to you that nobody else can copy that will allow you to stand apart from the competition and draw clients who are ideal to your market style. Now, what I mean by that, rephrase that. The purpose of this introduction, this inaugural program, it's like a trailer that I'm set up a program in response to people who ask me, Joe, could you do a webinar or a presentation on how to discover your secret sauce? Besides, what the hoot is it? Why should I care? A lot of issues. The challenge I have is your secret sauce may not be the same sauce for the person next to you or around the corner. If it were, there'd be no uniqueness to it, right? So the concept here is, how can I stand in front of an audience and share individually your secret sauce? First off, if I could do it for free, anybody else could also. I don't know you, I haven't met you. But what I can do, as I thought about it, because I've gotten many requests, is what if I do a program when I bring people on my platform and engage them in dialogue. No prior history necessarily, no pre-given questions, common technique in interview. Share me your questions. I get that. People want to be good flow conversational dialogue. Well, that's not fair to my audience because it could be rehearsed, it could be practiced. So what I'm setting up is a program where you come on board 30 minutes, engage in conversation with me. I'll start off asking you 2 questions. You got to come on board to see what's going to happen. And by the way, when is it going to start? In July. To be honest with you, like I'm never not, the concept being it's an inaugural it's a beginning program. It's already, my tongue is tied. It will be Monday mornings at 8 o'clock. There'll be further announcements. Before I forget, there is a link below for those who have interest to click, and will put you into our email package specifically for knowing more about this program when it comes up. So really the question is, why should you care? Back in the day when we had physical meetings, and we're getting back to that direction again, and I'm the new person in the room, and it's my turn to stand up for my 60 seconds, I would start off by asking, show of hands, how many people are only second best in their industry and they're really proud about that? Of course, nobody will raise their hand. And in private, these same business owners will say, complaining, nobody seems to be buying into it, number one. And number two, I'm treated more like a commodity, negotiable at that, rather than a valued product or service provider. Well, the difficulty is everybody claims they're the best. Everybody will try to out-talk you that they're better than you are because it's a competition. And the key word is differentiator. How do I stand out? Well, we make claims, we make statements. Easy to talk over. Well, what many people don't realize is they have something uniqueness about them that nobody else has. And what I mean by that, I use my Robin Williams as an example in terms of how he stood out. For those who are a little bit past puberty, he was a comedian, and he was on a program called Mork and Mindy. And he talked mostly as a stand-up comic like anybody else did, but the program that created Mork and Mindy was doing a casting, and they put an ad out for Martians to be. And Robin's an intelligent guy, even as a young man also, and he did what are called marketing best practices. Wore his best outfit for the interview purpose. He had a resume put together with his gigs that he had done, with testimonies he had in hand to show his length in the industry, his success. When he walked in the room on time, it was late afternoon, is filled with other young men, all properly dressed. When he approached the secretary at the station, he said, "I'm here." Yes, checked his name off. "Put your resume on the stack over there." He looked around and realized everybody in that room, from a marketing perspective, was following best practices. Dress appropriately, have your sound bites that support how good you are, be on time. And he realized, geez, I'm going to have a hard time competing against this. Well, he asked the person, "Where should I sit?" And most seats were filled, but the lady looked up and vaguely said, "There's a spot over there, a bench along the wall that's open." He said, "Okay." At some point, there was a loud bang from his area, and her head jerked up as the story goes. The back room doors popped open where the interviewers came rushing out, and they ran over to his site. He had literally placed his head on the bench, and when the bang occurred, when his legs flipped up, it hit against the wall behind him. And they said to him, "What the flip are you doing here?" And he said to them, "You asked me to have a seat. This is how Martians sit down." And the casting director, as the story goes, cleared out the room at that moment, hired him on the spot, and was later quoted as saying he was the only one, Robin Williams, who came that day prepared to be a Martian. So the concept is that you have a uniqueness about you, and Robin was good enough to express it then, that supersedes the issue of what you do. It's really who you are is what we're talking about here. I'm good at determining who you are through ongoing process. So my workaround here is, rather than try to give a webinar on how to discover your secret sauce, too vague, certainly non-specific, I'm going to do interviews with people, business people, by invitation, who will come on with me for 30 minutes of their time. We'll spend the first 20 minutes discussing who you are. The last 2 minutes about your business. This is not a dating game. Well, actually, of sorts, it is, because you want somebody who will respond to you for what they consider of value to them also. So any relationship of sorts is a dating. Business is monetary aspect of it. I get that. So there'll be two types of people who will respond. There'll be those that want to talk about what they do, how well they've done it, how long they've done it for. No problem at that at all. I will say thank you very much at the end of the conversation of 30 minutes. We shake hands, we walk apart. But for those who are willing to engage me with who they are, and I will lead the conversation, I want to ask, well, tell me about yourself. That's kind of non-specific, and really it's unfair. I don't like talking about myself. You may not figure that out by this commentary of dialogue. But I will ask you certain questions, and then based on what I get in answer, through observation, I will likely find a glimpse, because it's really a one-shot visit, of your secret sauce. So in the last 10 minutes, when we talk about your business, I can share with you why you have a unique value that you offer that nobody else can lay claim to regarding your secret sauce, and why somebody should come to you versus any perceived competition. So the point here is, why should you care? Well, if you're struggling, and who isn't, wanting to do better with our business above the competition, here's an opportune moment that you can come on board. Let me have conversation with you, not talk at you or past each other, and learn about why somebody should consider you versus the competition. Now, when I say in July, this is a new concept, as I said, an inaugurable program, our first time effort, and I'm really pleased about that. I'm excited about it. I think we can do some good things for you, the client. What does it do for you? It gives you a highlighted exposure. And when I say by that, we're doing live podcast to LinkedIn, to Facebook, to YouTube, and Google. Google, YouTube, kind of the same thing. That we send you an invite, you distribute it out to your people. We both get notoriety. You gain a competitive edge in all likelihood, because I think I'm good at what I do. I gain notoriety because it gives people a glimpse of how good I am. So, and I say this to be transparent, because people will say, well, what's in it for me? Exposure. I don't talk the talk, I walk the walk. Live stream example. You get a chance to be in front of people who are still having a hard time trying to make a decision. Why should they consider your services or not? So, concept again, please remember to click the link below, not to my website, it's to my email account. It's segmented specifically for those who would like to hear more about this program of 30-minute duration to have the chance to share or discover your secret sauce for your ideal market. Please click that. We will send you follow-up information, background information. We're developing a list of people who've expressed interest that's already formed. I intend to have it 2 months out at least. That way if somebody drops out or not, that we still have a flow. We can have time to pre-announce you. So it's a fairly structured program, and I'm really pleased about what it's going to do for you, thus what it does for me. Any questions, by the way, any comments? I should also say, besides the live stream, that you can look at what I call the rerun, that if you aren't inclined to be up by 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Monday morning, well, then you can look at the replay. We do audit our replay moments also, besides the comments live format. And that way you can get a response back from us. Any questions, any comments, you want deeper information. So again, this is a trailer format of our inaugural program. I'll get that word out eventually correctly. Take the hot seat. That's the concept. Be willing to come on board, to engage in conversation, to not talk about what you do, but to share who you are. It'll be a fun format. It will be engaging. It will also be informative for our client base, for your market. We look forward to you being a part of it. If you can't wait to hear more information, click the link below. I'm Joe Wesley, JNL Creative Solutions. Again, I don't claim that I see dead people, but I will help you discover something you didn't know about yourself, your unique secret sauce value. Those in the market will call it your differentiator, but unique, exclusive. Thank you again for visiting us. Please let us know what you think about this program, this concept, and remember to sign up to be part of this package. Talk to you soon, folks. Have a good summer.